Time now for Headlines Redefined, the headlines that got the story half right. First up, this comes from Time.com. March was the first month without U.S. fatalities in Iraq or Afghanistan in 11 years. And that's true, and that's great news that March was the first month after 133 straight months where there were casualties. And remember just how bad things were at different points. With regard to Iraq, November of 2004, we lost 137 soldiers in 1 month. With regard to Afghanistan, August of 2011, we lost 70 soldiers in 1 month. But don't mistake this good news for believing that all is now well in Afghanistan. Election season is underway. As a matter of fact, the process to replace Hamid Karzai gets into effect this coming Saturday. And recently, the Taliban has taken up its violent game several notches. There was a shooting incident just 2 weeks ago at the finest hotel in Kabul. 9 diners were executed. We entered Afghanistan to rid that country of al-Qaeda and their Taliban enablers, but the risk remains that this may yet again be a safe haven. And so here's the headline I'd put on that story. Still too soon to say mission accomplished. Now, number 2, from the political website The Hill, senators want U.S. to reject Iran's emissary to the United Nations. Iran's President Hassan Rouhani has selected Hamid Abouleibi to be the Iranian ambassador to the United Nations. The problem is this guy has links, according to U.S. intelligence sources, to those who took over the embassy in Tehran in 1979 and held all those Americans hostages for well more than a year of their lives. It's a setback amidst otherwise positive signs with regard to our dealings with the Iranians. You'll remember that President Rouhani and President Obama had a 15-minute phone conversation last September, which was the first direct conversation that we've had with the Iranians since 1979. As a matter of fact, a tweet that is believed to have come from the Twitter account linked to President Rouhani even wished Jews a Happy New Year. But now comes this news, and the only way to interpret this news is as a thumb in the eye of diplomacy at a time when we are still rightfully concerned about the Iranians developing their nuclear capability. So, keeping in mind how many days the Americans were held hostage, here's the headline I'd put on this story: 444 reasons to say no. And the last headline is from today's New York Times. Ruling hints more campaign finance dominoes may fall. So there's an Alabama businessman, and his name is Sean McCutcheon, and he likes to give a lot of political money to conservatives and to Republican candidates. As a matter of fact, he'd like to give even more political donations to those whom he supports. But he was held in check by limitations on the amount of giving that he or anybody else could contribute. So he went to the Supreme Court, all the way to the Supreme Court of the United States, and argued that the limitations that he was facing were unconstitutional. Yesterday, in a 5-4 ruling, a ruling that broke along ideological lines like so many others do, here's what the court did. The court struck down the cap in the total amount that an individual can give within a 2-year cycle. That's the so-called aggregate limitation. That was stricken, but the court left standing caps on donations that can be made to individual candidates. And I don't like the inconsistency of this. I don't like the inconsistency in saying, well, you can only give $2,600 to a federal candidate in the primary and then in the general election, but you can give as much as you'd like in the aggregate. Like the tax code, I think that makes no sense. And in reading the Supreme Court opinions, it was Clarence Thomas who said that there's great inconsistency in all of this and we ought to throw out all of these caps. So my preference, shy of the public financing of elections, and maybe it's time for us to consider that, would be a system where individuals can spend whatever they want to spend so long as there is full and immediate disclosure. The headline that I'd put on this story: maxed out.